20 seconds free landing with Big Daddy Todd.
Yes, sir.
Todd,
Yes,
baby.
sir. Yes,
Come on,
sir.
man. Come on.
Man, you could have met my wife over the weekend and you didn't even know she was there. And of course, I didn't know she was there either. I was in Mexico. I didn't find out. We'll talk about
clue.
Todd's great event, Cast for Kids. Dan Lightfoot is in our audience and he attended it. And Dan and I had a chance to talk before the show started. And he told me it was great. And so did my wife, for that matter. She said,
Good.
We got so much stuff, and it was great. It sounds like a great event.
It was. It was a great event. We had, I think we had 22 kids total, 23 shore volunteers with their parents and everything. We had about 100 people there.
Damn.
Oh,
really?
Nice.
And so, just so everybody knows, and we'll go to Danny here in a second, Cast for Kids.
Yeah.
You had an event. Where was it, and who was it for?
It was at Cucamonga-Guasti Regional Park. It was for kids with special needs, underprivileged kids, and just kids. We just had kids. It was just fun.
Yeah.
The parents had a good time. We didn't catch a lot of fish, but we did catch like 4 decent-sized catfish, and I think there was 1 bluegill caught. And, it was a short fishing event. We fished for about 3 hours,
Yeah.
so you can't expect to, catch too many, but there was fish caught.
Well, that's cool.
And there was plenty of food from what I heard. That's the little one that Ruth took lost interest in the fishing, but was just over for the food all the time.
Yeah,
so.
I actually bought a couple dozen donuts for the crew to help me set up, and everybody must have been on diets because all the kids ended up eating all the donuts.
Go figure that one.
Yeah, so that was cool. And then there was snacks there, chips and nuts and crackers and juice boxes, waters. Yeah.
Do they do trout during the winter? They stock trout in there during the winter?
They do.
That's
I'm
gotta
going
be a
to
good one
try
right
to
there,
do a trout event next year. I don't have a date yet. I'm going to try to do it around the trout stocking because
Okay.
I was personally disappointed about the fish that were not caught.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to do it around the trout stocking next
Let
year.
me know and I'll help you out with that one. That one I would definitely be bringing the 2-pound, because I was a trout guy on my,
Yeah, so we talked about this earlier before
Yeah.
the show started
Yeah.
that Danny has volunteered to show us how to use light line with our spinning gear.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And
so-
there's the pro right there.
Yeah, 2-pound test.
Trout was my first deal. Yeah.
He's both.
Well, that's the thing. When you use 2-pound test, you better have a net because
Yeah.
when you go to drag a trout up,
Yeah.
they break off with that 2-pound.
Yeah. We'll teach them how to bring it up. I'll
Yeah.
teach them how to lay out the rod, the whole deal.
Yeah, and they eat. Sometimes they'll eat spinners. So there were some kids.
Yeah.
I think it was Danny that was saying that one of the kids, Liam, the shore, my little shore helpers would make a cast. Catfish, they don't typically eat spinners and
Right,
moving bait.
right,
A lot of
right,
the kids love, once they learned that these things reeled in, they would just grab the rod and start reeling in. So there wasn't a lot of opportunity, for the kids to
Yeah,
catch fish
yeah,
because the bait
yeah.
was always moving. Yeah, which would have been great if they had a spinnerbait tied on or something, to
True.
get
Yeah,
that.
right.
You know, I'd like to
Yeah.
sneak some bass into that lake.
I think there has to be a couple bass
used
swimming
to,
around there.
Believe it or not,
Yeah.
Todd, I used to pull my boat into several lakes in L.A., like Alondra Park, Cerritos.
Yeah.
And I used to actually put some 10-pounders in there for these kids. And guys say, that 10-pounder, right? I said, no, there's actually 10-pounders in there.
Oh, they still catch 'em.
We put some in there, and we had friends in fishing game, but
Yeah,
it was cool.
I used to sneak into golf course ponds. That's what I did
Oh,
There
my
you go.
kids, my kids were all over
Those
that.
are
Yeah.
true fishermen.
Yeah, that was the deal. But I've got something for you guys because I want to say there was at least probably just from the Friedman Adventures family, I would say there was probably at least 10 people there.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So because
That's
of you guys allowing me to come on the show, you guys are now honorary
Oh, man, that means
Pass
a
for
lot.
Kids
Yes, for
shirts
kids. Beautiful. Thank you,
and
Todd.
hats too.
Oh, man,
yeah,
thank
you. Oh, my
right
God.
there.
Look at all the supporters.
Beautiful.
Good
Right
deal.
there. You
Yeah.
guys are hooked
Thank you,
up.
senor.
We're loving it.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna put my hat
Yeah.
on right now.
Yeah.
matter
That
of
is so
fact.
nice. Thank
No,
you.
go.
yeah, no. So you guys
Beautiful.
definitely, especially Danny being there with his grandson.
Yeah.
I love
And
it.
Michael and his brother, by the way, that outfished Michael.
Oh, man. What was
Yeah.
Michael into the candy or something?
I think he was into the Little Caesars pizza that we had. I bought
did you
back
have Little
20 pizzas. Yeah, there.
Oh, he's on the bite, isn't he?
So, and we had leftovers. I gave them a whole pizza to take home. One or two. Didn't even make it home, he said.
One of them did, the other one might go in the jar.
Oh my God! And you didn't even recount my wife in on that, and they had like 4 or 5 people in their entourage.
Yeah.
So I told her, I go, hey Ruth, this thing would be really good, and she goes, oh, I'll tell Marco, my son, and so I just left that seed with her, and then when they got up in the morning, she thought she was going to get a morning off because she watches 24/7.
Sure.
And he wouldn't leave without her, and
Wow.
so she got dressed. Jumped in the car, they all went, and she said it was great. Fantastic.
That's
Had a
awesome.
great time. So
Yeah.
that's great, man.
Yeah, great.
Awesome.
Great event. The next one is, I believe, at Castaic on October the 11th, Saturday, October 11th, and it's a boating event.
Oh, okay.
So the kids will be, jumping in the boats and going fishing with a bass guy and a club guy.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah, so
Cool.
so hopefully we'll get a striper or a largemouth for them.
Is this
to
a
yeah.
special needs kid?
Yeah, special
Again,
needs kids. Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. But again, and I say this because people will ask me, hey, is there any chance, my kid doesn't have special needs, but blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
Bring them.
sign up.
Oh, great.
Bring
Okay,
'em.
great.
Yeah,
Cool.
we'll get them fishing. The more the merrier. As long as we have someone that'll take, that can take the kid.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
October 11th, Castaic.
October 11th at Castaic.
they're going on a boat.
Yeah, and it's I think it's in the lagoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lower
down
level.
below. Yeah.
So when they go on the boat, do they go with a parent or somebody?
Their
Does somebody go
parent
with
is
them?
always with them. Yeah,
Right.
they have to have a parent or guardian with them
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the parent gets an opportunity
Oh
to
my
be in the
God,
boat
that's
also.
a dream
Yeah.
come true. isn't it, Dan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right in the
Yeah,
boat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you trying to do? Upstage me here?
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, I figured you'd catch on that one day. Yeah,
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so awesome stuff.
Man,
Yeah.
beyond awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
The
it was.
one at Laguna, the one that kid's doing.
The one at Castaic. Oh, there's another one November the 1st in Laguna. I think it's called Laguna Hills. Does that sound right?
Laguna Niguel?
It's in Orange County.
It's in Orange County.
Yeah, the Laguna, actual Laguna Hills, I think, in the beach. And there's a church with a lake behind it. We're having an event there November 1st. A shore event.
nice.
Yeah, and it's loaded with bass.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just getting
low.
better and
Yeah.
better and
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
I'd be.
it's-
I wouldn't give the kids a chance. I'd be out there.
Really?
Crazy.
We need to get you out there,
Yeah,
yeah.
when he volunteer, he's going to catch all the fish.
That's all right, as long as he hands it over to the
Hook in
kid,
hand,
you know.
yeah.
You ever
Hook in
seen a
hand.
guy at a lake saying hot rail and mowing everybody down? That's him.
I'll bring a bunch of worms that
Yeah.
these kids haven't seen, man.
Yeah. Kids are just going in the water. Hey, I'll read a couple comments here. Once again, you are joining us for the Danny Kadota Show. Special guest Todd Big Daddy Woods is here with us talking about a great kids event that he just put on. And Dan attended it, my wife attended it, and all the people that I've talked to went, really, really enjoyed it. And I'm so happy to hear from you that you got a good amount of people from Friedman Adventures. This family of ours, we love you so much. And you're all such good people, and man, that means the world to us. John Dulay says, hello, everyone, while Michael Limon.
Man, you're
comes
on
in
a
with
roll,
fish.
right?
Michael Lemon with another
Michael.
fish.
Hey,
Wow.
wow. Hey, you,
John
must,
Michael.
you must have lost your girlfriend because you're getting a lot more serious about your fishing now.
Yeah.
Last week you stunk.
He's all over it.
Over under on
Wow,
Michael
wow.
is
That's
3
two.
fish.
You got
Three
two
fish,
already.
yeah.
We're only counting that
We're
one.
counting that as one?
Oh, we're only
I'm-
counting that one. The one was
I'm gonna go over on this
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I'm going
Yeah.
over. What are you going?
Well,
He's
I go
fired
over
up.
too. He was doing some pre-fishing. He's doing his homework.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, plus we teased him so much last time. I think he's trying to come back and really do it right. John Dulay
Yeah.
says, I'll be going fishing this year for rainbow trout, steelhead, and golden trout
Ooh.
at Santee Lakes coming this November 1st and 2nd weekends. John, of course, we wish you the very, very best. Golden trout. Have you caught golden trout?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
up in the, where we
Catch us
go,
up in
it's
the Sierras,
over
right?
10,000 feet. For
Yeah.
the most part, yeah.
Tioga.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
don't they have...
We had to hike in for him.
Is he
Yeah.
talking about that golden trout, or is he talking about the...
He might be talking about the lightning.
The one that they
lightning
stock,
trout.
yeah,
trout.
Yeah,
That's the
right.
stock
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
the lightning
The true
trout.
goldens are usually over 10,000
Yeah.
feet.
Yeah, maybe lightning trout, John. In either case, we wish you the very, very best. Good evening, guys from Manila Ice Cream. Isaac joins us, says, good evening. It was a great time talking
Isaac.
about your event.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. Liam needs a hot top water bite. He reeled in just as fast as I could cast it. Love it, but my arm got really sore from casting so much.
Yeah, he was the one that was just every time that bait, Isaac would make a cast. Yeah, Liam would grab that and start reeling in. We needed to put a buzz bait or something on there. El Chapo from Berkeley.
Oh my God,
You know,
that is for
Berkeley bite.
sure.
Yeah.
Let's see, live free, die free. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us. And let's see, Michael's over. He's making a comeback. Yeah,
Yes,
we're
sir.
all in agreement
Yeah.
on that. So at the end of the whole event, how'd that make you feel? Like, did you get more out of it than the kids got out of it?
You know, I told.
I know it's a big deal.
I told Jay Ellis, who's our executive director of Cast for Kids, who's actually a professional bass fisherman. You know, he's retired, but he won the Bassmaster Classic. And I called him up and I said, now I know how it feels to win the Bassmaster Classic, because that's how I felt. I really did.
That's
I
awesome.
felt like the Super Bowl. The achievement was. I put in a lot of work to make this event happen. I was very, very nervous about people not showing up, my shore volunteers not showing up, the food not getting there on time. You know, I had all these nightmares of these bad things happening, and it just was as smooth as can be. Everything just went
Wow.
Sweet,
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah, it was
Todd, do
great.
me a favor, say hi to Jay for me. I remember when he was starting out, I saw him at our seminars. And
Yeah.
what a magnificent career he's had over the past. And I know he pays it forward with the kids. I know it's
Yeah,
hard. He's an awesome
yeah.
guy. Yeah.
No,
Please
he's
tell him hello for me.
He's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something that they tell you should never do when you're on any kind of program, but I'm going
Well,
to
this is the
take
show
a
to
chance.
do it on.
Yeah. I'm going
All right,
to roll
Anthony,
the dice.
if he takes his clothes off, cover the camera, please. Is that what you're doing? Oh, you're calling Jay.
I'm calling Jay right
Oh,
now.
awesome.
Shit, how are we gonna?
See if he- let's-
just hold near your mic.
Let's
and
see if
we'll
he
be able to hear him.
answers. Usually, you know, I'm about 75% on these deals.
Oh, wait a minute.
but,
He can
you
see
know,
who's calling, right?
That's the problem.
never gonna
yeah,
answer.
Hello, Jay Yellen, Executive Director of the Cast for Kids.
Oh, all right, there it is.
Leave your number and I'll call you back as soon as possible. Thank you.
All right, he's not there.
Hey, Jay.
Oh, shoot.
Danny Kadota says hello. That's what we want to tell you.
We wanted to get you live, Jay, but anyway, good to hear from you. And I'm glad Todd's here with your number. That's what we can say hello. I haven't seen you for years. You know, I miss doing all those seminars back in the bass days.
Live on the Danny Kadota Show.
Yes, sir. All right, he
All
might
right.
call back.
Good stuff. We love it. So it all turned out good. You've been talking about, for years, the value of taking a kid fishing.
Oh, there's nothing better, Phil. I mean, it saved my life. I get into a lot of fights, a lot of trouble when I was a kid, but the one thing,
Yeah.
you know, my dad got tired of swatting me. And the one thing he knew that I liked more than getting in trouble was fishing. And so my grandparents, my mom's parents, fished every single weekend. So the deal was keep my nose clean, stay out of the corner in school, get the grades, and you go fishing with Grandpa and Grandma on Saturday. So every Thursday night, they'd get a call, you know, how'd he do in school? And he did great because he wants to go fishing. So, you know, Friday after school, my grandpa picked me up. And Saturday, we were going somewhere. You know, piers, half-day boats, didn't matter, but we were fishing on Saturday.
Oh.
And that really turned my life around because then my dad escalated my grades and behavior, you know, for fishing trips.
Oh, yeah.
and stuff. And
Yeah.
lo and behold, he was a little upset when I got out of UC San Diego, and he said, so what jobs? I had all these different offers, and he said, so what are you going to do? He says, I said, I was going to go work as a deckhand on a boat. And he fell off the chair laughing. He goes, no, really, what are you going to do? I said, that's what I'm going to do, Pop. It's the only thing I can do every day of my life and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it worked out. You know,
No.
how we ended up with the boat.
Look at you.
And,
Yes, sir.
So it was a good deal. And then he ended up being a partner at H&M Landing. So, you know, we got very involved. But, you know, when you follow your passion, and you know that, you'll
why
never
I'm
work
here.
it. You'll never work a day
That's
in your
why
life.
I'm here. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just telling you, to all the kids that are interested in going into fishing, you love it. There's a place for you. You put your heart into it, and you'll keep driving. It's not that you're going to say it's not a job anymore,
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you're going to escalate it. You know, just like we did with our fishing. You know, we're not going to be settled for just fishing. We're going to innovate and do new
Yeah.
things. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Sam De La Torre from Island Fishing Tqckle says taking a kid fishing, our most valuable resource. For
Absolutely.
sure.
I love seeing him come on here. You know, we go over there when you do the tackle shop
at
confessions.
6 p.m. live tonight.
Yeah, and I think he is so busy, and yet he has time to chime in on the show, and that's
the future right there too, and that's
lot of
that's
love,
awesome.
lot of love.
It
Yeah.
pays back.
Yeah.
Richard Hughes, one of the greatest songwriters who ever lived, author of the Morning Briefing theme song, joins us. Says, great show, boys. Thanks, Richard. We love you. Matthew Martin. Hi, guys. Great show. Thank you so much, Matthew. Ken Trenholm, who will be joining us tomorrow night on the Apollo. Hello, Friedman Adventures family. I can't wait for the Apollo trip. Danny, will this tropical weather help or hinder our chances this coming trip? Thanks for sharing your great knowledge. By the way, 2 spots on that, 657-227-6459. Text me, first come, first serve on those spots. It's going to be a great trip. Yeah. Danny, what do you think?
I don't think you can lose this time of year, Phil.
Yeah.
And the way things are going, everything's accelerated. You never know. But I think it's all good,
You guys are going to smash them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we say, right, Anthony?
You guys are going to smash.
Why not? We got the good vibes going.
That's
We're
it.
ready to go.
But if you don't believe me, when you do the tackle shop, break out the A-ball.
There you go. Time for the A-ball.
He'll get the answer there.
Yeah, for sure. Matthew wants to know, he says, great show, guys. Matthew, thank you so very much. Todd, keep up the great work for the kids. They are the next generation to keep fishing alive, and more than ever, that's so important right now.
Oh, definitely. I'm still thinking about some of the kids. I gave we gave an award also. I should have brought a copy of the plaque that we give to the kids. Yeah, but they all each get an award. And, it's the in this world that we live in, we talk about everybody shouldn't get an award for that. Well, in this situation,
Yes.
every child should get an award, and everyone did.
Yes.
And they got the opportunity. I've got the microphone. I put the microphone in their face, and about what would you say? About 80% of them had something to say.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's great.
so
That's
that was
great.
pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Wonderful,
Good
man.
stuff.
That is such good work you're doing there. So I can segue. Well, is that the tackle box?
That is that little tackle box. Yeah,
That is really cool.
yeah. We actually have 2 different types of tackle box. We have your regular tackle box that opens up, and then we have this. I like this style because the kids end up running around with it and playing with it, and then when they come next year, they can get the other one, because for free we give tackle boxes and a fishing rod and reel to each child.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's awesome.
Can I tell you something that we have coming up in Mexico that I think everybody would be interested in?
Please do.
Please.
Yeah.
All right. So, and maybe, who knows, maybe we can get you down there.
Yeah.
Give every kid a tackle box. Or
December 12th, right?
December the 12th, we're going to go to Mexico, everybody. Chuck Zimmer from Z Custom Rods dreamt this up, Danny. And he asked me what I thought about it. He asked Anthony what he thought about it. We just what, are you
Let's
kidding?
do it.
This is great. We're going to bring down a rod blank. We're going to teach the kids, not me, because I don't know what I'm doing, but actually people who know what they're doing are going to teach the kids how to wrap the blank. 6 of these kids are definitely coming from an orphanage, and then we're going to get another 6. If we get 18 volunteers, we'll get 18 kids. We're going to teach them how to wrap the rod, and then we're going to give them the rod, and then we're going to take them fishing. And in case there's any foul-ups with the rods, the wrapping, Sky over at Best Fishing Tackle is going to donate a rod and a reel for every one of those kids as a backup to give to maybe one of the kids, the brothers or sisters. We're not going to think that those rods, they're going to accomplish that, and they're going to do good. And, it made me think of it because Chuck said to me today, do we need a trophy for each one of these kids? And I go, heck yes. Yeah. So this falls under give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach them how to fish. Who knows? Maybe one of these kids will be a rod wrapper and enchilada in the coming years.
Yeah, absolutely. I might have to check my inventory because I might have a few plaques left over.
Oh, sure.
I don't know if I have 18, but I'll check. And then what we got to do is I'll have the guy that makes them. He can change the plate, and we just put the plate on top of the.
Todd,
yeah, how about that,
man?
Yeah, let's do it.
That would be so cool. You should come down on that one. Do you know how to rod wrap?
You know what? I tried, and it was well worth it for me to pay to have it done because it was terrible. It was too frustrating for me.
But we don't even.
I
I don't know how to rod wrap, but thank God I can sell myself as the translator. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it was.
But you know what? The kids just need.
it is.
You
It is
said
good.
it.
It is neat.
You give me a volunteer, I'll find a job for them.
Yeah.
Whether it's just loving the kid or showing the
Exactly.
kid a good time.
Yeah.
And I don't care whether you speak Spanish or not. You'll find a way to communicate with these
Love has no specific language other than love.
kids. Yes.
Love is love.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So we'll be talking about this a lot more in the coming days, everybody, months. December the 12th, Ensenada, teaching kids to wrap rods down there. 6 from an orphanage, maybe the whole 12. We haven't really picked out the kids. I do have the 6. And man, I'm just so thrilled that we're able to do something like that. So thankful to Bass Fishing Tqckle. So thankful to Todd now, who's jumping on. And I know there's a lot of other folks who are jumping on that Chuck will be telling me about, and we'll be sharing that with you. And one of the nicest guys in the world, Tim Marquez, the tax man,
The tax
is
man.
here with us. And Tim says, it's been a while since I've been here. It's been way too long, Tim. Good to see you guys. Phil, we can get together next week. Sounds great to me, Tim. We're moving ahead with our nonprofit, so Tim is helping me
Awesome.
with that.
Oh, that's cool.
That rod wrapping is going to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Just trying to get people outdoors. I
That's
think it's
awesome.
so important now.
It is.
You know?
Awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
you look. I mean, I hate to. I am not getting political here. I'm not. But you look at the murder of Charlie Kirk, and the one thing that kid was, he was a gamer. He was immersed in the. He didn't have an outside life. It appeared. He was just
Yeah.
immersed in getting people away from that crap.
Yeah.
Unless they're watching the Phil Frieman show, then you can watch
Yeah.
it 24 hours a day.
No,
But other than that, no, I'm kidding.
Take away the Xbox and give them a tackle box.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
It's that easy.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
That's a good saying.
Yeah.
That's something,
It is.
That's something they should really implement. And I'm 100% behind that too.
I'm going to steal that. What are you
the
talking
guy
about?
out.
Yeah, you can have it.
absolutely
It's
still.
all
That's
yours.
a
You
good
heard it
one,
here
Todd.
first.
No,
On the
no, that's
Friedman
the best.
and the Danny Kadota Show.
I love it. Once again, we are going tomorrow night on the Apollo. If you would like to join us, we'll be sailing at 9 p.m. and we've got 2 spots available. Weather looks good. Going to get a little breezy the second day, but we should be living it out on Bluefin tuna in a perfect world. They're biting. It really looks good, so we're stoked about that. If you want to go 657-227-6459, Dan Lightfoot says smash that like button. And we have only 1 fish for Michael Limon. Now that 3 over under is looking
It's coming. It's coming. We got plenty of time.
Man, I'm
Here it
telling
comes.
you.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, that
yeah, he's
Apollo's
got-
a
he's got
fishy
you
boat.
Oh, well, go ahead.
Yeah,
You were on there.
Yeah,
recently.
I was on that boat, and that's when I caught the 229 and a 33-pound yellowtail, which
Wow.
are which I think are giant fish to catch.
Yeah.
Great eating. We caught a 120-pound bluefin tuna. It was when the fishing, we had a full moon, so it was when the fishing got a little spotty
Oh,
during that
wow.
time. Remember
Yeah,
that?
it's good right
yeah,
now.
Yeah, and so that's a very, very fishy boat. I think it's Ryan, the captain. He gets really, really excited when he gets around fish.
Boy,
and,
does he.
Yeah, so it should be good.
Mark
It should be
a
good.
good captain.
Yes.
Because his heart's in
I
it.
agree. Yes, 100%. His heart was in it.
And the boat's comfortable. It's a nice rig.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, very comfortable. How many guys you got going so far?
Got 18.
Okay.
That's what we're going to
That's a great number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of room for 18
Freedom got
guys.
over 30 today on that overnight trip.
The Freedom 30 Bluefin tuna on an overnight
Oh.
trip, folks.
Sweet.
Right.
It's really biting right now, so we're stoked about that and happy that we planned this when we planned it. It looks like great fishing right now. I'll tell you a little bit more about our Mexico trip. We took a 10-year-old boy down there, Chuck Zimmer's son. Chuck's a
Okay.
great guy. So his whole goal here, Danny. Oh, Michael!
Oh, for real?
That counts.
A
There we
baby
go.
barracuda.
You didn't get rid of the
A
bait
lizard
tank?
fish. Let's see that. Hey, Michael.
I think he's in there.
That is such
Yes,
a
sir.
rare creature. Hold it up to the camera. I don't want to see it.
That's 2. That's
There
2.
we go. An unusual.
I told you we have time.
Pescado
Oh, get me another one. Get me another one, Michael.
He pulled that out of the bait tank.
Slimy little devil. Pescado lagarta. So, 10 years old, and he wanted his son. Everybody told Chuck that if he went, he'd get his head cut off and get shot and robbed. And you're crazy for taking your son down there. And so we just had a great time. In fact,
So
Charlie-
he got his head cut off,
yeah,
right?
right. Yeah, but we
that's
found
the
a way to
story.
glue it back on. Yeah. Todd,
That guy's hair cut off.
yeah.
He got his hair cut off.
We went on the tour that most people don't. We were in an upholstery shop for a while. I have dear friends who run an upholstery shop in Rosarito, and Chuck wanted a piece of leather. They helped him to do that. While they were doing that, should I say what Charles was doing? Are we allowed to say it?
I'm sure the statute of limitations.
There was a few firework foolishness going on out in the. But fireworks are now illegal in Tijuana, Rosarito.
Really?
Be
Yeah, you can't even
kidding.
sell them. You can't buy them.
Well, what caused that?
Oh, I don't know how
it
we
was
managed
famous
to
all
find
my
some,
life,
but
all our lives.
we
Yeah.
looked under a palm tree and there was a couple there. We accidentally scraped and a spark hit it and went up. Don't know how that happened, but
Just an accident.
that's what happened.
Yeah.
So we did that. We took him to Tijuana to the cultural center to visit a culinary event that was great. A lot of fun. We had the best lunch breakfast you could have in Rosarito.
Yeah.
Charlie had chorizo and melted cheese on freshly made tortillas.
Yeah.
Of course, he washed that down with 2 lobster tails. And
Wow.
Anthony and I were enjoying some great Mexican
Sweet.
food. It was so good. And then, of course, we spent time at a little kayak tournament down there.
Yeah.
That was won by a guy with a yellowtail who did a really
Really?
good job. And the people that ran the tournament, we got to donate a bunch of plastics. Thanks to our guys from Lifelike Plastics. We gave them a bunch of stuff. So
Yeah.
he just went from person to person to person. And like, then he wanted to get a haircut. We took him for a haircut. And I
Wow.
said, hey, to these guys, finally, I said, this friggin' haircut was going on forever. This guy was so like, you have to admire it.
Yeah.
It's not like he tried
He
to
wanted it done right.
Yeah, so I said, hey, you guys, Chuck, do you want a margarita? I'm getting a cup of coffee. And he wanted a cup of coffee. So we went next door. So his son is over there. Chuck's not with him. And this is the kind of confidence, you know, like, hey,
Yeah.
we're next
No
door.
big deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you tell him?
Yeah, they went over and bought watermelons across the
Did
street.
you tell him
What
you
a
got your
bad
haircut
dad.
there?
What a
Yeah.
bad
Come here,
dad.
yeah.
What a bad dad.
Yeah, exactly, Todd. I mean, there's people out there who would say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what Chuck was instilling in him is some independence. And
Yeah.
hey, you know what? You hear a lot of bad stuff about this place. There's a lot of good people here.
No, for
Yeah.
sure. What was the name of that company that gave away the lures? What was it?
It's Lifelike Plastic.
Okay, good. We're up to $2 now, by the way. yeah, just
do
you
they
know,
pay me $1 for that?
It's $1 for
Or
each time.
It's
Is what
Z
no,
Custom Rods.
yeah. So
Are we splitting that? The
yeah,
three of
let's,
us?
absolutely.
Man, okay. We can almost get, we can't get anything, can we? You better start repeating that over and over again. So we had a great time. And,
Wow,
you know,
yeah.
we looked down in the pool, Anthony and I, and there's Chuck and his son in this huge pool at the San Nicolas Hotel, swimming, having a good time, meeting local people. It
Yeah.
was great, man. It was
That's
really,
awesome.
Oh,
really
it sounds
is
like
awesome.
it. Yeah.
yeah, and then I'll just throw in one more food item. The buffet at the San Nicolas Hotel, man, they had the best chili rellenos. They had beef. They had everything. They had this incredible dessert section with everything. $15, all you can eat, and it was really, really good, man.
15, but you can't go to McDonald's for 15
No.
bucks.
Huh?
Come on now. Really?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You can't buy a sandwich for $15
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's freshly made.
yeah, pancakes.
Tortillas, freshly made.
You're killing me. You're making me
Omelet
hungry.
tortillas.
Omelet bar. Oh.
Oh my God, it was so good. Him and I
Yeah.
were so stuffed. You know, we're just walking around like,
December 12th. We're going back.
yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. We're gonna have a good time, and it's a really religious part of the year for Catholics. It's the festival of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Is I believe December the 12th, 10th or the
Oh.
12th. I should know that, but
Okay.
one of those 2 days. So it's they honor her. Yeah, so it's a big day down there. So we'll have
Yeah.
that going on, and I even told Chuck, I go, man, you got to make some Our Lady of Guadalupe stickers for the Catholic kids. They're gonna be all over that. They would love that
Yeah.
on their rods. So
Last time I was here was Mexican Independence Day. Is that
what
still
is
going
with
on
you,
or
man?
what?
You bring out all these great Mexican holidays.
Good
And-
stuff.
Oh, and actually, one other thing. So when you're in the tourist section of Ensenada, there's no problem. You can stray off and kind of get into an area that, and not that this area was that bad, but we walked 8 blocks inward because
Yeah.
we're looking for a butcher shop. and we wanted ribeye steaks, and we walked how many miles? 5 miles?
Yeah.
5 miles all over. Never ever a sense of anything's
Oh.
gonna go haywire. Anything's gonna go wrong. People were
Yeah.
nice.
But did you find your ribeyes?
So we went into all the ribeyes are really thinly sliced.
Yeah.
And we went into El Florido, which is a supermarket.
Ah.
And Chuck goes, "Ring that bell and ask the guy if he can cut us some big steaks." So I go, "Hey, senor," and he goes, "Yeah, no problem. What do you want?"
Oh,
so I
man.
go like this. And
Yeah.
5 steaks, cut them up for us. $5. Thank you so very much. No, I can't accept a tip. Wouldn't take a tip. Super nice guy.
Wow.
You know, really,
Wow.
really wonderful, man. We had such a good
Wow.
time. And those steaks were great, man.
Yeah.
They were so good. Ask Anthony, man.
They
We
were.
shout out on
Oh, I
those
bet.
things. So, good times in Mexico. Looking forward to that event. That's coming up. Danny, you got to go on that.
Let
We
me
need
know.
you to
Let
go.
me put it in the calendar.
Mustache man over there, too. That'd be good
Yeah,
to have
there you
him.
go.
They can practice on his mustache on how to twirl a rod or whatever. Whatever. Hey, Matthew Martin, Danny, in your captain days, Matthew wants to get back to a show
Oh,
that's
yeah.
actually got
Okay.
some logic to it. Yeah, we got a
That's a long time ago. My captain
homicidal
days.
maniac fly in there, don't
Mm-hmm.
we? Danny, in your captain days, was there specific days the better anglers would go out on your boat? That's a good question.
You know, when you had a good group, it didn't matter. You could have had the weekend crowds. I would generally, and I was very blessed in that over the years we gravitated to a bunch of the hot sticks, and we got really good fishermen because we had several different things. Number one, every crew member of mine, including the cooks, a lot of times had captain's licenses. So credibility amongst crew was one. 2, the boat fish as well. 3, George and I, we were the first ones in there with scanning. So there's a lot of electronics that we had an edge on, keeping a technical advantage on that along with the crew. But I credit my crew because they didn't miss a thing, and they were unbelievable on the deck. And extra eyes when we're looking for fish on the surface, and you're eyeballing stuff. Just blessed, along with providing them with, we were the first ones to bring in the color scanning sonar. So we had technical edges too. So there's a lot involved with staying on top, and to be one of the highliners, the blessing was having the fishermen that we had. Gravitated to having great fishermen, but the fishermen came because we had a great crew, the boat fished, it was everything lined up,
Yeah.
And to have it all that, I count my blessings every time I think about that, And even my code boat with George Mayo, we worked together very well. So we stayed, on top of everything, electronics, electrical equipment, methodology, along with the technology too.
I want to say that, like, working an open party boat, most of those hot sticks are coming out in the weekdays because they don't want to deal with the crowds.
Yeah.
So, like, even when I was a deadhead,
Yep.
like, I went from being a deckhand to
Sure.
doing something else, and I was like, I'm not going on a freaking Saturday when there's
No.
70 people on the Monte Carlo. I'm going Monday,
Oh, yeah.
and I get and then they get a chance to fish bass or something like that because, you got 70 people.
Yeah.
We're going sculpin fishing, baby. You know?
You're doing an up and downer, so
Hey,
we can get a line in the water.
Explain to me what a deadhead is actually.
So a deadhead is somebody that, this was something really common in the old days. Many boats won't permit it anyway. A deadhead is a guy that goes for free. And back in the day, like when I was in the late 70s,
Yeah.
80s, the deadhead was a really good fisherman who would come out for free and try to win the jackpot for
Give
the
it
crew.
to the guys. Yeah.
And so you'd hang your fish.
Yeah.
The deckhand would be going like, yeah, he wouldn't quite do that. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, you win.
Yeah.
And then you never went near the money.
Yeah,
That
of
stayed
course.
on the boat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, so that was really what a deadhead was. A pinhead is a kid that scrubs the boat and does that kind of stuff. So, it's discouraged nowadays. I don't know if any boats do it anymore. A lot of San Diego boats did away with jackpots just for that reason. It created too much animosity.
Hostility
On deck.
and-
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, hey, this guy, I know he's a.
Yeah.
And it's not that you cheat as
No.
a deadhead, but
You're just one of the
out
better
there
anglers.
every day.
It's like bass fishing.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Time
they
on the water.
wanted to catch a lot of fish, so they had fish to clean. The deckhands had fish to
Yeah, well,
back in.
Yeah.
They also did, yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
on an open party boat, when all the passengers, when people come out of the parking lots, go to H&M and Point Loma and Fisherman's, they all walked up to the boards. They wanted to fish
Oh,
on
yeah.
a boat that had the high scores. So
That also.
that was one of the things that caused
100%,
that,
Dan.
so-
I didn't point that
Yeah.
out. Dan's right, but definitely, you wanted to have a high score, so you're like, yeah, man, we got some good guys on here that are going to be able to catch some fish. And Dan pointed out, you probably couldn't hear him, but he's right. Like, so you can also, as a deadhead, be tossing fish in a trash can, and then you're at the end of the trip, you're like, man, I didn't catch anything. Oh, no problem. Here, we'll give you a fish. Just pay to have it clean. And so it's all geared toward getting the crew some money.
I'm holding back my
All day.
laughter because I can see Sam's comment from
I
here.
saw it too. I saw it too. Sam says he's not sure if I ever graduated from Deadhead. He just Sam, quit letting your secrets out. That was supposed to be between us, Sam. John Dulay said he tried to do the same thing, but won't happen to me. All right. I'm not. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, that is kind of the whole deadhead thing,
Yeah.
and like I say, it's kind of discouraged nowadays. I don't know of anybody that's doing that anymore, but who knows?
That was the thing of
It's-
the past.
it's still-
When in the day, that
yeah.
was full speed, right?
Oh,
Danny?
yeah. Yeah. Thank God it's back in the day.
I'm guessing it still happens on a couple boats.
Maybe. Yeah, that is for sure. So it's a part of the history of sport fishing, right? And hey,
Nothing wrong with it.
As a deckhand, I mean, I was all over that, man. As a kid working on the Redondo Special, I saw Del Ingram walking down. I'd go, woohoo!
Yeah.
We got a
you
shot
do.
here, man.
Yeah.
And we got a
Yeah.
big crowd, and you
Yeah.
call that fish when, let's say Del, I'm just using him.
Yeah.
If he caught a big fish, you call that the golden eye. Because you go, Del
that's
got,
cool.
got the golden eye, man. Good job.
Yeah.
And there was also some other shenanigans, like taking a fish from the morning, you've won the jackpot with it, and then taking it up to the bow bait tank, putting it in there, and then on the afternoon trip,
Oh, there was more than one.
another guy up in the bow would grab that, pin it on his lure, and run back and go, look! And he's shaking the lure.
Oh, my
of course,
God.
like this. Whoa! He's kind of like funny as hell.
They couldn't shake it too hard because some were.
Yeah, the head would
bait
fall
tank.
off.
Yeah, the bait tank.
been up there
The head
for a
would
week.
fall off.
Oh my
imagine that.
gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, there was some notoriety back in the old days.
Oh,
yeah,
my God. So
some
those are funny
notorious
times.
things that happened.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
So, I mean, that's new for you, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've been on and off the boat, for years and whatnot, and I'm sure I've been involved in the jackpot, but I've never won it myself. But I never knew all this kind of stuff. I've heard these terms before, but I've never really knew what.
Well,
they meant.
the thing was, Todd, back in the old days too. The first thing that astute fisherman he had kind of several boats that he wanted to fish with anyway, and generally you picked them by the captain, the crew. Did the guy have a scanning sonar? These things separated a lot of our boats off, but the crew were big, the captain, so they'd go down the dock and they go from Point Loma, from Fisherman's to Point Loma to H&M, and you're looking at all the fish counts, and you based on that and the load on the boat, that's how a guy would determine which boat he would go on.
Yeah.
So the guys that knew how to fish, they would fish with the hot dogs, and and that would kind of help that boat get the count for the next day because. Like I said, people coming down every night are looking at the fish counts. So that's what drove, the sales and drove them to certain boats.
It seems like
you don't see that
nowadays
too much anymore.
people talk about the I don't know if the term is right. Is it RSW or something?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
exactly
Yeah.
right.
yeah.
Yeah, the
process,
the
the way
water.
your fish is kept.
Yeah.
Your fish
You
comes
know.
out, so it's sashimi grade as opposed to much.
Yeah.
That has a lot to do with it too. But
Yeah.
I think most of that's all elevated now, and everything. I think the playing field's all level. Everybody's got scanning sonars, but the crew has a lot to do with it. Captains.
Yeah.
El Patron is going out of Long Beach sport fishing every single morning to Catalina Island. Special low prices, $1.25 to go to Cat and have some fun. www.longbeachsportfishing.org. And don't forget, Wednesday is the halibut special with Captain Daniel Hottaway on the Island Spirit out of Ventura Sport Fishing, 805-676-3474, or you can go to Ventura Sportfishing.com to sign up. You got to go up there and fish that Island Spirit someday. That's a lot.
Ah,
I like to
yeah.
meet you guys.
I would love that.
On our next trip, we'll do
Are they
that.
looking for deadheads there?
I fished once before in my life.
Yeah.
Charles Webb. Here's another foundation that I am crazy about. I'm crazy about Cast for Kids, but I love what Stoke for Life Foundation are doing. Big hug, love to the Friedman Adventures family. Phil, my brother, I hope you are well. Charles, miss you, man. Hope to see you really soon. These are the guys that went out in the wheelchairs, caught the yellowtail at the Coronado Islands, and
I
Charles
love that.
made that all happen, man.
That's cool.
I watched that video. Who was that brought that Stoke for fishing? That
Charles
was
Webb.
Charles, man. Like I said, when I watched that video, something salty got right around my eyes, and the tears started as I was watching
awesome.
that, and that was a great. That got me all choked up.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
that
100%.
was good. I don't discriminate on my on the tears that I shed for love. Like I said, going back to love. It's watching Phil do his thing and watching guys catching fish in a wheelchair. We don't have any excuse. There's no excuse to be
not
out on
do
the water.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, that was huge. That was a great deal.
Yeah, and exactly. I mean, you can admire those guys for what they've done, but it also is a kind of a challenge to each and every one of us when we come up with an excuse to not get off the couch or whatever.
Yeah.
You just look at that, and you're inspired to do better.
Oh, 100%.
So, Charles, we owe you for that.
Great
Man, we got
job.
some more of those kind of trips coming up also. That's going to be great. Danny, we're going bluefin tuna fishing, and it's been really, really good. So, how important? Here's what the advice I got from a guy. He had 15 fish on his last trip, gave his over limits to other passengers. He said, fishing 25-pound fluorocarbon, short soaks, change your bait really, really quickly. If it doesn't get bit, change it. You're nodding your head in agreement. And what was the other thing the guy said? Shoot, I can't remember.
A lot of subtle little things when you're fishing bluefin.
Yeah.
A ringed hook,
Yes.
because it doesn't torque the bait one way or the other. It gives it the freedom.
And I was told to always belly hook your fish when you're fishing for
There's
tuna.
a lot of different, it depends, Todd, and that has to do with trial and error. It'll be different every day sometimes.
Oh.
I found one the trip we did with the captain's trip.
Yeah, on the Freedom.
It was back hooking, and I rarely back hook. Most of them lower collar, or butt hook a lot of times, so they go down and away. But for some particular reason, that was it. And it was consistent because it was getting bit, all the time on it. So, it like any type of fishing that we do, especially, and I think that's neat that we have the bass backgrounds.
Yeah.
Because we're very quick to adapt and to start
Absolutely.
switching and changing over
Yeah.
till you find something that works. We're going to do it quicker, make
Yeah,
that move quicker
I'm not
than most
stubborn
other
when it
guys.
comes to watching
No,
guys
that's
get
what
bit.
happens. You
Yeah.
watch the guys that's doing it, and monkey see, monkey do, and I'll tell you, pay attention because that's a big part of it.
Yeah, Danny says bass fishermen are really adept at that, or he mentioned. Is that something you find with all bass guys? They're going to try to figure it out. They're going to change their game up.
Yeah, because sometimes you might be a big bass. Like Danny was a big bass guy. He was always fishing for big fish. And so I'm not trying to speak for him, but a lot of people like myself, I'm trying to catch 5 because I'm fishing for money. So I might throw a micro bait to get bit to catch a 12-incher because sometimes that's what you need to catch a limit, and then the other end of the spectrum, he used a lot of live bait, but he used a lot of big baits also to catch fish.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of knowing, positioning. Danny loves talking about light line, getting bit. You'd love talking about light line. I mean, the lighter the line, the better the action of the bait, the better the action of the lure. Obviously you don't want to throw. Wait.
Oh my God!
That's number 3.
Are you kidding?
Another one?
Is that a different one?
Oh, Michael Emo dropped the fish. Hang on, everybody. Here it comes.
Stand
Number
back.
3.
And the lizard
We don't know how
fish.
big it's going to get. Stand back.
The candles are wide open.
That's the same fish.
No, it's not. That's not the same.
Michael Emo.
That's number 3, right?
Yeah. All right, so one more.
Bait is
One
not
Give me a
right.
tie if we don't get it. Phew, those things, I can smell the slime off those things, man. They are nasty.
Todd, one thing that I think that helped us, like with the Sanson brothers, the Takas, all the guys that bass fish but ran fishing boats, probably the key thing was something that a lot of the tournament guys didn't get. Well, they couldn't because you're on a trolling motor, so you're moving around with the
Yeah.
wind and the current, right? But when you're anchored, double anchored, and you got a current going a certain particular way,
Yeah.
you set up on that particular spot with respect to it.
Sure.
And so you put your bait to it, that's going to, by the time the current takes it down, it's going to take it to a particular spot. For instance, like where the camera is, you cast uphill and it come down so your bait would sink out right on that spot.
Yeah.
So there's some methodology that we implemented from sport fishing,
Yeah.
from the big boats. And the other thing was, before Darryl and those guys came out with a lot of the paper graphs, we were implementing that on our smoke boats years ago. And then we were the first ones to start implementing the scanning sonars and the color scanning sonars. And so what we saw a lot of times was different from when you're looking at a straight up and down meter and it's just you're getting 2 dimensions instead of 3.
Yeah.
So, in our head, figuring out 3 dimensions, which way the current, with respect to the current, like anything, is a key factor too.
Sure.
And when you understand that, it takes some of that guesswork out of it. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
make a lucky cast.
Yeah.
But I mean, to consistently catch fish, I think you have to, have their ducks all lined up, and there's a procedure and a process that you go through in that, and that was at a different level, and that's why a lot of the sport boat guys were so successful because they kind of had that,
Yeah.
you had that background. We were fortunate enough to have that in the electronics background the one before too. So
Did you trout fish in streams also?
I did. From the time I was 4.
Yeah, that was always fun to watch the fish behavior.
in the
That you couldn't
undercuts,
see
the
them, and then
currents.
all of a sudden they'd pop out of nowhere, and
Yeah.
you catch them because of
yeah.
the current
Yeah.
or whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like your goofy captain's hat, by the way. It's quite.
Yeah. Yeah, this was given to me actually. A guy it showed up.
Can I
one
try
of
it
my
out?
buddies, Ricky Chavez, gave that
How's
to
that
me.
look for me?
Oh, that's all you.
is that
Here
me?
it is.
That's all you.
You don't like it?
Avast matey.
Wait a minute. Let me look here. Is it that bad?
No,
pretty
it's
bad.
No, keep it on. Maybe turn it around.
On a 3-hour
Let's spin it.
tour. Skipper.
All right.
Little buddy.
That's too funny, man.
Yeah.
Matthew Martin says, Phil, on your jig 6 setup, would you go braid to a mono? I mean, I don't think it makes that big a difference, fluoro or mono.
Braid
I'm gonna.
backing or mono backing.
Oh, braid, I would say, for me. And then I would go to mono or fluoro. The only reason I go with fluoro maybe is because it's abrasion resistant. So if you get a fish that ate the jig, some of those big barracuda will do that. Or a bluefin for sure. And with the teeth, it's going to give you a little bit more life on it. But I mean, as far as its reaction bite, as far as that's concerned, they're going to bite it no matter what. What do you say?
Yeah, I do a combination though. I have a little bit of mono in there for the stretch factor. and
Okay, yeah,
everything
you
else.
pointed that
and
out
then,
before.
And then with the abrasion part, having the fluorocarbon, on the jig side, and that short section, maybe 4 feet, enough where the knot stays outside the tip on a 9-foot
Yes.
rod.
For me, I think it depends on what kind of. If he's talking about night fishing,
Yeah.
we got to go. At least 80-pound braid to
Yeah.
80-pound to 100 to 200
Oh yeah,
pound.
yeah. If you're yo-yoing,
Leader.
you need
Yeah,
material.
yeah. If you're
Probably
talking a
200.
yellowtail, 50-pound test straight, no, just 50-pound straight mono or copolymer line straight. Otherwise, if you don't tie that knot right, when you're casting that jig, you're going to break off jigs and you're not going to be happy. That's my whole deal.
Yeah, I agree, man. That is absolutely the truth.
50 pounds straight.
Yeah, you like fishing. You mentioned that I talk a lot about light line, which I do. I never fish with it, though. I do not
No.
like fishing light line.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm like Pat Conklin. Pat was a captain down here, and he came on the Searcher, and I was a deckhand, and I was a kid. And he came on there fishing albacore with 60-pound tests, a torpedo sinker, and he would drop when we get a jig strike, and I go, 60-pound, Pat? What's the deal with that? And he goes, if they don't bite it,
Yeah.
I don't catch them.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he just wanted to get him on the heavy, and I love that kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people are, well, don't you like the sport of like fighting? No, I don't. I just want to reel it in and get another bite.
Yeah, on the Mission Bell trip I was on a couple years ago, we actually caught bluefin and yellowfin mixed, on the trip.
Yeah.
And Karen, the cook, on the Mission Belle, I wasn't getting bit, and she, hooked the fish and handed me the rod, and she's like, be careful. I said, why? 17-pound test. So I fought like a 35-pound yellowfin with 17 pounds.
You get it?
I got it in, yeah.
Yeah.
But I fought that thing for what seemed like 20, 30 minutes before I finally got it.
Usually too. Here's the thing too. You see bluefin mixing with either albacore or yellowfin. You got the yellowfin or the albacore will take on the traits of the bluefin. They'll get touchier too. Because the bluefin have the best eyes in the business. The dumbest ones, to be honest with you, yellowfin when they
The albacore are the dumbest in my opinion.
Yeah. It's you can get the lift poles out.
Yeah.
But when you get them mixed with bluefin, it becomes a tougher little animal. You can only go down so far. Well, once again, going to the Freedom trip.
Yeah.
I'm watching 30 captains on the boat, so it's going to be very competitive. And watching and seeing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And to drop down to exactly what it took to get bit. And then the problem was they were also bigger fish. They're all this 60 to 100, a lot of 60 to 100s. So you had to have enough to do it. And, I couldn't get bit on anything heavier than 30, and with some great fishermen there. So that's what it took, and to me, that's my challenge. I love getting in that mode, because it's every little thing. It's the ring hook. There's the fluorocarbon. All the little, the simple things, but they make a huge difference.
Do you know,
at the end of the day?
You know a guy by the name of, I don't know his last name. He used to be a big Phoenix rod guy. His name's Caesar, his first name. Very, very popular.
Caesar used to rep it.
Yeah, he used to rep
Caesar
Phoenix
Chang?
Rod. I think that's it. Anyway, he does a lot of videos with dirty hookers and a lot of the different,
This is a family show.
going to Mexico. But he talks about making a short, heavy leader. He calls it a bite leader, where he'll be throwing 20 or 30-pound tests, but then he'll have like a 40-pound, what he calls a bite leader, and then he still gets bit just as well as if he was throwing 20 or 30-pound. But what happens is he'll be able to shorten that fight because the abrasion resistant on that short bite leader.
Oh, gotcha.
Which is pretty smart. Yeah.
Mackie says, are 30 captains fighting over the middle bunk? Yeah, of course. You guys are fighting over it, right? All right, very good. Let's see. Don't forget, tomorrow night on the Apollo, 657-227-6459. If you would like to join us, we'd love to have you on board with us. I'm doing live shows tonight, so if you happen to send a text, I'll get back to you. At the end of Tackle Shop Confession, Stoked for Life Foundation says, thank you so much for your kind words, everybody, to Charles Webb and those inspirational men in the wheelchairs that did such a great job.
That's awesome.
Good stuff.
Man, I can't wait to do that one again. And I went through like my Facebook comments, and there was just guys that's badass.
Yeah.
Those guys kick ass. They were. He's so impressed with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. It was just fantastic.
Who doesn't want to be a part of that?
I know.
Yeah.
Bush, we're running low on time, believe it or not. Why don't we let Todd give Cast for Kids a plug, as well as, my wife, who doesn't like fishing, doesn't like anything to do with it, had a great time.
Good.
And
good.
So it's an event for everybody.
Yeah.
You've got some events coming up. Tell everybody.
Yeah, I've got an event coming up on October the 11th. I've got an event coming on November 1st. And what do we need? We take donations on castforkids.org. Donate $10, donate $5, donate $5,000, whatever you want to donate. And also, we would love to have you as a volunteer, a shore volunteer. You don't even have to have fishing knowledge. If you just want to be a part of Cast for Kids, you can sign up as a volunteer. There's a spot on there that says, I have zero fishing knowledge, but I want to help. What are you going to do? You can be a greeter. You can hand out water bottles.
Right.
We'll put you to work. No problem at all. Yeah, and it's castforkids.org. So check it out. And you can get a hold of me by going on Cast for Kids, Todd at castforkids.org if you want to send me an email. And that's pretty much it.
Danny, if there's somebody, go ahead.
No, I think that Todd, I think Phil and I could do something too. I got some of my very high performance. It's not going to be for novices, but maybe we could put it on here, bid them up for you guys.
Yeah, that would be
And
great.
I'll donate them to you, but they're straight graphites, high performance.
That'd be
So
great.
They're not for everybody.
Yeah.
But for the very best fishermen to understand the concepts of the graphite, that they recoil quicker, that they'll cast further. You just can't high stick. You have to know how to fish.
Yeah.
I'm just putting that out there.
Someone just
but
donated
I'll
a
do
bass
that.
boat recently to cast for
Oh,
kids.
my God.
Yeah, fully loaded
Holy
bass boat
smokes.
was donated. In fact, they just picked it up a couple days ago. Yeah.
Does the guy know that his wife? His wife got rid of his boat. Going through a divorce.
Yeah, it was probably the wife of
Yeah.
the guy. Yeah. Well, it might have been my wife, so I don't know.
Okay.
All right,
That's awesome.
everybody. Thank you so very much for being with us.
All
A
right.
week from Wednesday, we're going to have another Lobster Chronicles here from 20
Ooh.
Seconds for Landing. That was a big hit with Brian Sanchez from Promar. So we'll be doing that again. Morning briefing tomorrow morning and 6 p.m. live tonight. Tackle Shop Confessions. Gentlemen, I want to thank
Awesome.
you so very
Thank you,
much.
Phil.
Thanks for having us.
We love you guys. Have a great one. Hit that like button. We'll see you soon.